Yes, the Startup Central has started a brand new series. It's called Vocal for Local. We will be putting the spotlight on Desi brands, made in India brands that are making waves. And today our guests are the co-founders of Wingreens Farms, husband-wife duo, Anju as well as Arjun joining us here. They started Wingreens Farms, make sauces, dips, snacks. Yes, they may be desi, but trust me, they taste global. They have an international flavor. They've also got international investors take a big bite of Wingreens Farms. Thank you so much for joining us on this edition of Startup Central. Anju, I'm going to come to you first. This is your brainchild. It's something you worked on very hard. I think Vocal for Local is exactly what you have been championing. So when the Prime Minister says this, how does it feel? And what is it going to mean for startups like yours?
Actually, it's great to have the Prime Minister now focus on Vocal for Local. We've been doing it since the day we began. We started with farmers, farm labor, working with underprivileged women. And we were always very sure that India is such a vast country with, such a variety to offer the world. It has everything that you require, right from the raw materials, we can grow anything on our soil. There's absolutely nothing missing here, and there is nothing that we really need from any other part of the world to create products that are truly world class and that can span every taste, not just in India, but across the world. So, in a country which has so many people and needs so many jobs, it's extremely important that we work on our local resources, work with our local resources, and we take this international rather than, bring imported things to India. So we work with indigenous machines, we work with indigenous raw material, with people. And, we started working with women who were in Ghungats. And we very proudly say today that, our women had never stepped out of their Ghungats. But today they have traveled the world of cuisines. There are women, local women, from local villages who make our basil pesto, our hummus, our tzatziki, and Szechuan sauce and things, So it's really fantastic that finally the focus is coming where we always thought it should be. Hello?
Okay, yes, that's exactly what you do. You work with the farmers and the women and the background. Arjun, if I could come to you now, like I said, these are made in India sauces, dips, snacks, clearly with an international flavor. Is that been your USP as well? Is that how you have also marketed it? And because the very fact that, you work so closely with farmers, there's a freshness to it, which, maybe a selling point will have less preservatives and all of that?
Yeah, that's right. So I think, we started by developing our fresh range of products, right? So, and that required a cold chain. So we set all that up. I mean, we really had to create stuff which didn't exist in India when we began, when Anju began the company, 10 years ago. So yes, so fresh is a big part of what we do. And those are products which have a short shelf life. They need to remain in the chiller. But since then, we have expanded our product range and offering to be able to reach to a wider sales and distribution network in India and not remain just a niche play, which is appealing only to let's say the higher strata of society. We now have a range which goes much wider. And that's where the snacking range comes in. But again, we've done things differently. We've got a baked pita chip and a baked naan chip now, which we've launched. So we figured that, a pita chip is got more of an international feel about it, but India understands naan. I mean, everyone in India knows a naan. So why not create a naan chip? So we were the first in the country to launch a naan chip where we then had Indian flavors, so which is really appealing to a larger Indian audience. So we are now straddling the more premium end of it with our fresh dips, but even going much wider in terms of a mass audience with our pita and naan chips.
So you're going to do pita, you're going to do naan. Anju, can I come to you? I can't believe it. You're planning new product launches during lockdown, during COVID-19. You must have taken a big bite of the snack market to even dream of this and to execute it.
You know, Nayantara, Wingreens was always meant to be an umbrella brand. And, I really am so grateful to you for calling us onto this show today, because now we are going to add many, many more products. And it's not necessary that all the products will only be made by us. We will continue to do our innovations and continue to, enthrall the customers with really delicious snacks. But we're also now going to add to our portfolio those companies and those people who think in the same way, have the same model, which is those people who are working with local populations in remote areas, those who have done the hard work and have also created very innovative products. So we would also be bringing those products under our banners, because Wingreens was meant to be a brand which, of course, showcases our own products, but also an umbrella for all these people who are working hard and processing at farm gate, and where we can tweak and make those products even more delightful for the customer. We're looking at doing that. So we will very soon be launching hundreds of more products across all food categories, including seasonings, spices, maybe even wellness.
Let me interrupt you there. So if I could interrupt you there, I just want to get more details. You were just starting to give us that. So it was always meant to be an umbrella brand. You're going to launch hundreds more products. So we know about the naans and the pitas. What else is going to be on the platter?
In a week, 10 days, we'll be having an entire range of seasonings, spices, all-in-one spices actually, which will make cooking much easier for the Indian consumer. Then we're doing an entire range of herbs, as well as bakery mixes, which will help you make your pizza base at home. We would also be looking at launching wellness teas. We're looking at cold pressed oils. Even preserves, a whole lot of things. The spices, seasonings, and some bakery mixes will come in a week's time. So during the lockdown, we've been extremely busy.
Yeah, and we've just a few days back, we've launched our pasta range. So that's already out in the market. And next week, Anju has told you we're getting into all these areas. And some of these are very... we're also getting to Indian spice mixes, which appeal to, again, a very large diaspora in India.
So tell me something, Arjun, let me ask you this question. So you've been very busy during the lockdown. It's good to know you're going to go gung-ho. Because I got you here also for Vocal for Local, I have two questions. I'll begin with the first one. Now, with COVID-19, the lockdown, it's going to be a while before many, many people are going to be comfortable bringing back their part-time help, part-time cooks, maybe dining out. So is that an opportunity for Wingreens? So when you talk to me about spices, pasta range, pizzas, all of that, is that the opportunity that you also saw? Because, and also maybe because families started enjoying cooking together.
Yeah, absolutely right. And that's what we saw in the last couple of months, that the kind of demand that we saw, because many retail outlets were shut, etc. So all that demand was coming in directly online and on the online platforms and directly onto our website. And it's through that insight that we realized that, we need to broaden our offering, because that's what consumers need. So, as marketers, that's our basic intrinsic training, that follow what the consumer needs and fulfill that need. So clearly the need is for enabling consumers to be able to create more interesting food at home, which is what they're trying to do, and making it easy for them. And that's really, in fact, we've launched our new hashtag, which, easily done with Wingreens. That's really what we are all about.
Okay, so you're seeing this change in consumer behavior, and now with this clarion call for vocal for local. I'm running out of time, so Anju, I'm going to come to you for this one. You've talked about how you're going to tie up with suppliers, you're going to innovate products and all of that. So with this changing consumer behavior when it comes to wanting to cook more ourselves as a family or independently, all of that, are you seeing any consumer behavior changes, insights, or you would want to believe that there is a movement that everybody wants to consume more local brands? Do you genuinely believe that? I know it's a great marketing opportunity, but is it being backed by consumer behavior?
Yeah, Nantara, I won't say that the consumer wants more local brands, but I think it is the responsibility of companies like us to create consumer brands which are local and which can enthrall the consumer even more than international brands. So that is the difference that we like to make at Wingreens. The onus is not on the consumer to want to consume more local brands. He will consume what makes his life easier and what he loves to eat. We have to make food that makes his life easier and something he loves to eat.
Yeah, and I think our strength is to be able to respond very quickly to all these things. And, it's the larger companies and the global companies which will take a year, 2 years to keep doing market research, but we should be able to do it much faster. And that's what we are doing. We're getting the products out very quickly into the market. And that's where our flexibility comes in.
So if we can, all our work is locally, sourced. All our raw material is locally sourced, everything. So we're really making local more enthralling than international. And that is our aim and that is our responsibility.
Okay. Like that, that's why I said you're champions of go vocal for local. And with that, I'd like to thank both of you for taking the time out to join us here on this edition of Startup Central. We're completely out of time. Many thanks. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, it's a wrap.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, Nantara. Pleasure.